bringing you the latest news from Lubbock High Athletics. This is the Westerner Fan Zone Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Welcome in on this Wednesday night. As much as I'd like to talk about Estacado again, we already talked to them on Monday, so we're going to talk to Lubbock High instead in the Westerner Fan Zone. I'm Randy Rosetta. This is 100.7 The Score. We are going to jump in and talk to Lubbock High, Coronado, Friendship, and Lubbock Cooper tonight. I believe it's softball, baseball, football. So we're mixing it up. I'm very glad that we got Lubbock High softball in here tonight. Sometimes I have to scramble. The coaches are very good to me because sometimes I scramble and have to find them late. And Daniela was very accommodating, and it worked out. Yes. Because we're going to talk a lot about this. You guys took care of business last night. Yes. Got one more game to take care of business Friday. Right. And then you get to play a real game that you don't have to sit around and wait and do all that like you did in Plainview last year. So we won't talk much about that. Leah, before I forget, grab that microphone and you get the game show microphone under there.
Oh, I see.
There you go. And I'll give you the instructions. He tells me hold it above the silver and hold it close to your mouth and talk as loud as you want to, and Roman will fix you back there. Daniela, you just get the podcast looking microphone over there. I'm trying to think the last time you guys were in, you were sort of trying to figure out how to make sure you stayed in the hunt. You guys stayed in the hunt. It's a little bit of a roller coaster along the way. But Daniela, how proud are you of your girls that they have taken care of the games they needed to take care of to get into this position? You still have to win Friday against Plainview, which, Carson, if you're listening, you know I love you. You should take care of business against Plainview. Let's just put it that way. How proud are you of these girls?
Oh, man. They just, every day they come out and they compete. And that's just who they are. There's never quit in them. So just seeing them every day come out, it's the end of the season. Everybody's tired. And just so, seeing their excitement coming out game days, they're cheering and being loud and somewhat obnoxious sometimes, but I tell them that's good. But it's just so much fun to see them and having fun. And I tell them, this is the fun part. We're almost into playoffs, and, we're playing, we hit the harder teams in district. Yep. And so, but now we're back on track, and hopefully on Friday we'll get back at Plainview. So.
And I will say this, your girls should take heart from, because Lubbock Cooper did the same thing. They hit a patch where they lost 2 games in a row, and then all of a sudden they're hitting the ball. So it just takes one little spark to get going. Leah, how different is this for you compared to last year? So you guys went into that last week knowing, okay, if we do this, we get to play here, and there's going to be 3 teams. It's different this year. If you beat Plainview, you get that chance to play Caprock and settle it 1-on-1.
I'm really excited to play Caprock again. It'll be a good, exciting game. They always keep us on our toes. It's always a good game with them. It's always back and forth. I feel like we should handle business a lot better this time around, as we showed in the second round. We have a lot more practice, a lot more preparation, our efforts there and everything. And I just feel like this would be a way better play and actually getting to decide our own future.
So I asked Brian Cronk this, and if his daughters are listening, they think it's weird that I call him Brian because everybody just calls him Cronk. Sorry, I'm just used to that. I'll ask you the same thing, Daniela. Caprock seems like they have to score a lot of runs. Their games are all high scoring. Mm-hmm. Am I wrong about that, or am I saying that right?
Yes, they are.
Does that work, or does that fit with what you think your girls can do? Again, I'm not going to dismiss Plainview. I'm going to be positive and think you're going to play them. But is that something you feel like your girls are equipped to do?
Oh, most certainly. Our lineup it's been probably the strongest since I've been here. And so just knowing that every hitter that goes up will take care of business, provides that relief for us. And, they showed it last night. We had quite a few hits, and, the bench came in and got some hits for us too. And so it was good to see everybody cheering for them, and then cheering, of course, the whole team. So it's fun, and getting to see them score all the runs is even better. So.
One thing about your district, and maybe I'm just not paying attention to other teams, but the top 4 or 5 teams put runs on the board. Mm-hmm. It's not for the faint of heart. I went to the Monterey Lubbock Cooper game last night thinking maybe this will be a pitcher's duel. Yeah. No, wound up 13-12, one of the best games I've ever seen. that gets you ready for the playoffs. That's one thing I tweeted at the end of that game. That's going to have them ready. You guys playing in the games you have, Leah, how ready, if you guys get to play Caprock, if you take care of the business to get into the playoffs, how ready are you to put some offensive numbers up to see what you can do?
We're really ready. We've seen both their pitchers like a multitude of times now, so it'll be good. I feel like we're really well prepared. Garcia has us do a lot of drills to better prepare ourselves on the offensive stand, and our defense is it's always pretty solid. So I'm excited to just kind of hold them down and score a lot of runs.
You guys split with them?
Yes, we did.
Okay. What were the scores?
So the first one was 26-18. That's the one we lost. So I told my team, I was like, when you score 18 runs, you should win the game.
Right.
So that's never going to happen again. So next time we score 18. So we scored 16 last night. So, we won. And then the second time we took care of business, it was 7-3.
That was the stretch. Was the weather colder by chance? Because I remember there was a stretch where everybody's.
It was more windy,
Okay.
so a little bit.
So they're going to be, if it's windy, it's not like it's New Amarillo either. They know what it's going to be like. 26-18. That's like you go out to one of the little ballparks and watch little girls play, and you're like, okay, just keep running, But in high school, that's not typical.
No, I don't think we've had a game like that this whole season besides the one. So.
I like to bring up your mentor. What would JJ say watching a 26-18 game, or would he just walk off the field and not talk to you afterwards?
Oh, he would probably kick a bucket and then say mercy.
Now, if you won, he'd be all right.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
Yes.
so that's the key. You guys lost that one, though, right?
Yes, unfortunately.
Yeah, like you said, 18 runs is plenty enough. The other side of that is 20. You're not going to win a lot of games when you go up 26. So
no, not at all.
Hopefully, it's more normal.
Yeah,
if
the last
play.
time we did, so yeah, we took care of business.
And I have to keep saying this, not to dismiss what you have to do Friday, but I assume you'd meet would you go back to Plainview and play them?
Somewhere close, so
Okay.
Plainview or Dimmitt.
It depends. We have to do coin flips for a lot of things.
Yeah, you don't want to play home and home because
Yeah.
coaches are superstitious. I don't know if you knew that, Leah. Coaches have that little weird superstition, and I don't blame them. You don't want to.
Yeah.
You don't want to give them any advantage. And plus,
we're trying to find a dirt field. They want turf.
Superstition. You lost to them there last year, right?
Yeah, that's why I tried to.
All right, we're coming up on a break. We're going to talk more about Lubbock High, what it's taken to get here, and then if they can take care of business, what they have to do once they get a chance against Caprock when we come back on the High School Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score.
Breaking down Lubbock High sports. This is the Westerner Fan Zone podcast from 100.7 The Score. Diving headfirst into Lubbock High athletics. You're listening to the Westerner Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score and the 100.7 The Score mobile app.
Welcome back in. This is the High School Fan Zone on a Wednesday night. I'm Randy Rosetta. We're on 100.7 The Score and Fox 34 News Now. I don't even know if I ever introduced Danielle. I just started talking to her when we got going. Daniela Garcia is Lubbock High softball coach. Leah, your last name just completely escaped me, and I've talked to you for 3 years. Raina. There's another. Yeah. I know I talked to somebody, and I keep saying, "Are you related?" No, we're not related. So these two are, like I said, Leah's been in here. You've been in here maybe as much as anybody. You and cross country girl. It was Reese. You and Reese have been here besides Juanrod. Like Juanrod,
right.
He's going to have to start paying rent for coming in so much. So I don't know why I went blank. Sometimes you get old and that happens, though. Lubbock High is currently 18-10-2. They're 9-6 in district. They're half a game behind Caprock. Caprock's 10-6. They're finished. So they got to sit and wait. It's good that somebody has to sit and wait on you guys this time.
Yes.
I won't say anything. I told you I wouldn't talk about it. All Lubbock High has to do is beat Plainview on Friday. Plainview's had a rough go of it in Carson Robinson's first year. They're 1-14 in district. And if Lubbock High does that, then there will be a playoff game for the number 4 spot. And that affects everything else because you guys would be a small school. Caprock would be a big school. There's going to be some
it does.
Some shuffling and moving because the top 3 are a big step. Monterey took a big step in that direction last night. And I know I've asked you guys this before, but Daniela, when you look and you see the teams above you, you want to beat them, but the fact that you've had to play those teams 6 times total, how much has that toughened your girls' skin to be in this district and play them and know that when you get to the playoffs, you're going to face teams that probably, if they're better than those 3, then it's going to have to be somebody really good.
Right. And just seeing the pitching every night that those teams bring really helps us, get ready for the playoffs and see the pitchers that have dominated the district and get us ready and mentally prepared that if we go out there and we can hit these girls in district, then we can hit anybody. So I say our district's probably the toughest district around here. So it's unfortunate, but it's good at the same time.
Yeah, you will be ready. That's
yes.
There's probably a more eloquent way to say that. Leah, when you've played those 3 teams in particular, what have you learned about your team? Because you beat Monterey once. Did you beat Lubbock Cooper?
No, we should have the first time.
Okay,
No.
but you played with them, and
Yes.
then Amarillo High. I know you played them the other day. Amarillo High's. I don't want to get anybody mad at me, but they seem a little bit back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
They can play really well, or they can kind of let you hang around.
Yeah. I mean, we played them pretty close. If we would have gotten some key hits, it would have been a different game. But.
Yeah.
What have you guys learned from those 6 games against those 3 teams?
It just shows that we can compete. I mean, with those teams, specifically like Monterey and Amarillo High going so far, even Cooper, like they've all, made some runs in the playoffs previous years, and it just goes to show like we can too, like compete with them and go far as well if we get the opportunity, which is why like the plan is so important to us and handling business Friday is so important to us because we know that we are fully capable of going in multiple rounds of playoffs.
Who's kind of gotten you going the last few weeks? I know Haley's been here forever, and I know when she pitches well, that's obviously going to give you a shot. But besides Haley and besides this young lady, who are some that have kind of elevated the last couple of weeks?
So I mean, it's kind of been our left fielder. She's also a senior, Addie Puga. She came to us this year, and she's stepped in and done a great job in left field and holding it down all year for us, and she just hits the ball hard. And then
I'd say Linda.
Yeah, I was going to say our shortstop, Linda Montoya, she does her job, and she's the quietest kid ever. But if you watch the kid, she's just a baller. And so she loves softball. She loves the game. She treats it right, and, she's rewarded. And so it's been fun. It's fun with these girls, so.
Linda had to take big sister's spot, right?
Yes, she did.
So those were big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
She's doing a great job.
Where did Puga come from?
Lubbock Cooper.
It's okay to say.
She transferred from Lubbock Cooper.
Because when I was looking for, something had popped up, and I was looking for a photo of her, and I did a search, and I was like, wait a minute, that's not Lubbock High. And it didn't stick in my mind. Brendan, if you're listening, I love you too. Lubbock Cooper's got plenty of players. They're going to be okay.
Yes, they're perfectly fine.
So-
and we're glad. She has a younger sister too, so we're glad to have both of them
There
this
you
year.
go.
So.
And in fact, we won't talk about on the air. One of your football players has exited stage left. He's going to another school here in town, so it happens.
It's a transfer portal.
Yeah, exactly. That's the world we live in. Oh, you're picking a sore spot there. I'm a big college basketball fan, and it's hard to watch anymore.
Right.
These girls are not hard to watch. I'm looking forward to see you'll have to play early next week, right?
Right.
Yeah,
It's either going to be Saturday or Monday.
Okay, because playoffs, if you take care of business, playoffs start later that week, and I'm not supposed to really pull for teams we talk to, but I'm pulling for Lubbock High because I want to see
thank you.
I
Yes.
want to see you
Thank you
girls
so
get there.
much.
It's been too long, so.
It really has, yes.
That wraps us up in the Westerner Fan Zone. We'll come back and talk Coronado baseball in the Mustang Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score.